tried to get her on the phone so he could try to make my kids look bad in order to hurt me. And I made it very clear a long time ago, you can say whatever you want about me, you can be insulting and nasty or whatever, but you don't go after any of the people that I care about. That's that simple. So today we're going to do our thing. Usually every single day I report the channel about 20 times, and it's really easy to do. I can just keep refreshing the page and reporting it for several different things. Now this is the safety and abuse, and what am I going to get him for? I'm going to get him for hate speech this time. I got him for harassment and cyberbullying. I've also got him for violent threats. He's actually got some Drunken Peasants videos where he says that he would beat my ass. Child endangerment, well, because of him fucking around with my children like he's done, he's endangering young people. Let's see, hate speech against a protected group. Well, let's find out what a hate group is. Let's take a look at that. We encourage free speech and defend everyone's right to express unpopular points of view, but we don't permit hate speech, speech which attacks or demeans a group based upon their race, their ethnic origin, their religion, their disability, their gender, their age, their veteran status, or sexual orientation. Well, Ben has claimed on several occasions that I don't work. He says that I'm disabled and makes fun of me, claiming that I just simply lay in the bed, that I'm bedridden all day, as many people have heard. Hell, he has passed many jokes behind it. Some of his old Drunken Peasants buddies thought that would be funny. Well, I don't know if I'm going to point out if I'm disabled or not, but what I do know is since he believes I'm disabled and don't have a job, that falls into hate speech. He also knows that I'm a Christian, and he's insulted the piss out of me on a religious aspect and attacked me non-stop, basically telling me I'm a cohort believer and I'm stupid for believing in religion. So let's go with disability this time. I will refresh the page and hit him on a religious affiliation. I'm going to get him on Tommy Sotomayor for doing the races and then the bullshit, so I can get him for racist shit as well. Okay, so bam, let's hit it. And we're going to go down to where his videos are. Boy. Let's see. Well, we got to go down to which videos can we do? What videos will I report? Well, we're going to report videos that violate terms of service and community guidelines. Almost every single one of the videos does, but I want to make sure it's ones that I've actually watched, not just going to report any old thing. Alrighty, should be around in between the 400 and 300 range. Let's take a look here. Okay. We're almost to where we need to be. Now, if one video goes down, then the channel will not be able to live broadcast anymore. And that will be that for them. Alright, we're almost there. Goodness gracious, Ben. It's going to be a lot of videos. It's going to be wiped out when your channel goes down. Yeah, you should have read the terms of service and community guidelines. I told you, don't go after my loved ones, but you made fun of me for that. Oh, don't go after his family, such a like that. Well, now I'm going to go after your channel situation. And you're not going to get the money situation anymore. So that'll be that. Let's see. Come on. Where's the ones that we're looking for? Alright.
Celui-là, il est fucké, ce
Yeah, I know he talks about me in that one. That's a check. Let's go ahead and count some more. Okay. There we go. My brother is talked about in this one, as well as me. There we go. Let's see, where's the other ones that we're looking for? Okay. We're almost through. Oh, hell, he's even using a thumbnail. I can report him for images. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. We're almost through, folks. We're almost through. I will also go to the videos directly and report them that way, and I will also send YouTube support some more reports. It's about a 15-20 minute process, depends on how fast I feel like going. I turn on some of my favorite music, like The Final Countdown or Metallica, Master of Puppets, and I just report the shit out of all this garbage. Now, I don't expect it to go down in 24 hours or anything like that. It takes time for YouTube to respond to shit. They've got millions and millions of people. Let's see, let's go ahead and tag that one. That's ones where they're making fun of a kid and also making fun of, let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and for those out there who are wondering, yes, I plan on reporting videos of other people that the drunken peasants have attacked. Alright, this would be good for now. Got a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to be smoking. Alright, so here's what we're writing, folks. My name is Brett Keene, and I'm a Christian being attacked non-stop by atheists. Abusive videos, comments, messages, deliberately posting content in order to humiliate me, making hurtful and negative comments, videos about me, incitement to harass me. Community guidelines outline says YouTube is not a venue for things like predatory behavior, stalking, threats, harassment, bullying, or intimidation. These videos violate privacy and terms of service standards. All that you just heard is exactly what practically the entire Drunken Peasants channel does, and that is directly from the rules that Terms of Service and Community Guidelines has. So I'm very specific about what it is the videos have in them. Crosswalks, we gotta do this whole robot thing. There we go. And that is that. Let's see if it works. We submit. I gotta make sure I'm not a robot. And it says, thank you, we appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We will investigate your claim and take action if necessary. Thanks for helping us keep YouTube safe. No problem, YouTube. It's the least I can do. Yay! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, God bless.
Tu sais par cœur. Les bananes sont pas si précises que ça. Quand ils montent des bananes, c'est déjà trop tard de tourner.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keene from God TV Radio. I hope you're all having a blessed day. As many of you know, I've got an agenda. As many of you have heard by now, I am reporting the Drunken Peasants channel for violating terms of service and community guidelines on YouTube. They've broken every single community guideline, every single terms of service rule out there. And I felt that we needed to look into some things. You see, Ben, I noticed, left a post over on Reddit as well as a couple other places claiming that the YouTube channel is invincible, that it's impossible to be able to take it down. I know this isn't true. He knows this isn't true. And the fact that he actually responded shows that he's got anxiety and it's making him nervous. Now, for a quick review on why I'm doing this, Mr. Ben decided that he wanted to actually get into my children's Facebook and look for personal information and tried to get a hold of one of my son's ex-girlfriends so he could try to get her on the show. We've got people out there who actually recorded what he did, showed what he had done. So I don't give a damn if there's a couple people out there that don't know what's being talked about. The fact is, he went beyond the internet and actually tried to participate in what we call cyberbullying, cyber harassment, and a cyber attack on my loved ones outside the internet. This is inappropriate, it's unacceptable, and I told him, as well as many people in the past, I said I'm not going to put up with that kind of shit. Well, there's a couple different things that we need to take a look at here, folks. One, there's a couple different ways one can skin a cat. It's not just a matter of reporting the YouTube channel. I can also, which I already have, contacted some of the advertisers. You see, anyone who monetizes their YouTube video on YouTube, they either use Google AdSense or they use some YouTube network out there. And what happens is the YouTube network connects itself to your YouTube channel, and that's how you go about getting CPMs as well as paid for views and clicks in your video. That's why you see commercials and ads in some YouTube videos out there. Now, according to this is the Drunken Peasants stat sheet. This is public for everyone. This isn't like some kind of private information or anything like that. The Drunken Peasants made about $34. You can see on this date. $2 here, $2 there. The shows are not doing very well at all. It's only through Patreon, it seems like the Drunken Peasants, Ben is getting paid as well as Billy the Fridge. But off their actual channel, ever since DJ Kirk left, they've literally been making less than $60 a month on their channel. But I don't care. I'm going to end up taking that shit away. They used to make a weekly average of $253. Daily averages $36. This is whenever TJ Kirk was actually involved in Scotty and the other ones. But if you look at the other numbers, you can see that they're not hardly doing shit. And what I've decided to do is I don't know if it's enough just to take down the channel. I have reported them to Patreon as well, and I've showed off some different posts where their videos have racial slurs in them, as well as some attacks towards people out there that are disabled, as well as the videos that they posted of me on Patreon, using my content. And Patreon specifically points out that you're not allowed to do that kind of shit. You're not allowed to use their service for anything but business. And it is not considered business, cyber stalking and harassment and all that. If he would have looked at the terms of service, he would have noticed that. So I'm going to take care of that. I've already emailed Patreon, and I will do that repeatedly. I have taken out 5 Patreon sites in the past where people were using doing some pretty nasty shit through YouTube and then posting their YouTube videos over to that. And that not only costed the jackoffs in the past that I dealt with their channel, but also their Patriot as well. So, what we're going to do here is I'm going to point out we've got a title here that's pretty hardcore. It says The End of Brett Keane. That sounds pretty rough. I've already seen this video in the past. And we're going to, let's see, let's open up something. We're going to open up something here. And 1 second, people. 1 second. Alright, here we go. This is perfect. Alright, copy that, and we're going to go here, and we are going to hit this. Promotes hatred. Now I'm going to end up coming back and reporting this thing for several different things because it violates several different deals on here. There we go. Let's make sure that you all can see that. Boom. Voila. So I will return after I've done this video and hit this thing with 10 or 20 deals, and then I'm going to go to a bunch of other videos that I've got marked in a notepad and hit that shit as hard as possible over and over and over. Now, I want to let you all know something. In the past, there was a guy that had like almost 300,000 subscribers and some other assholes, but specifically there was a guy named Coughlin, hardcore atheist, Nazi, communist type of prick. And he used to tell everybody that he had friends up at YouTube. He said, I got friends up at YouTube, ain't nobody gonna get rid of my channel. He would threaten people, he would send his subscribers to try to hustle people and let people know that they better leave his channel alone, that he's just going to continue to make videos attacking people. He would even say things on his blog TV. He would say, if anyone tries messing with me and stuff, how he would threaten to take your channel down, as well as go after your loved ones and anybody that you cared about. The guy was so narcissistic and felt like he was invincible, that he was untouchable. Well, me and a few of my friends, we decided to test the waters and challenge that theory that he had, and we ended up reporting that thing for about 2 months, just every single day, and sometimes we did it even more often than usual. Sometimes we would report it up to 50 times. And then one day, we woke up, we went to visit the channel to give it some more reports, and it was gone. And since that time, Coughlin has never reached any success. He's never went over 10,000 subscribers on any of his channels at all. We also got rid of him on advertisement. Because we reported him to advertisers and he was going through Google AdSense, he lost that and is no longer able to monetize a YouTube channel, even if he were to start a new one. So he'll never get paid again. He also had a merchant account through Teespring where he was selling t-shirts that said that he likes rape. Yeah, he was selling rape t-shirts on Teespring. Well, apparently none of his subscribers ever bothered to report him because they all thought that was funny and beautiful and all that shit. So no one ever said anything. But now I see the terms of service violations on Teespring. I see the problems. I go read their rules, and what he was selling was completely against their terms of service over there in Teespring. And I ended up reporting that, and shockingly enough, within 3 days, his entire merchant account went bye-bye. And I gotta tell you, I was tickled. The guy was a monster. He was nasty. He used to like making videos telling people they ought to kill themselves. And he would go into detailed instructions on how they should do that. You would think that it would have been a lot quicker to get rid of this channel, but apparently whenever you've got a certain amount of subscribers, you got to hit it over and over and over. Well, there's one thing that Coughlin did not do as much as Ben has done. Coughlin didn't ever go after my kids. He did do some stupid shit about my wife, and that was unacceptable. That's what ended up sealing his fate. But Ben actually went after my son, my kids. I mean, what kind of father would just sit back and allow that? Does anyone out there really think that threatening me or talking trash to me is really going to stop me from taking down this channel? I mean, what is Ben going to do? Ben has repeatedly threatened that he would like to whoop my ass. He has threatened on numerous occasions that he would like to do physical harm to me. And I invited him out for tea. Well, the time is over. I'm getting the advertisers. I'm going to look at the merchant account and see if there's anything on there that's nasty, disgusting. And I'm going to take down the YouTube account because it violates terms of service and community guidelines. And I don't care what any of the little drunken pissants say about it. It's that simple. While I'm doing that, though, this will most likely be my last video talking about this for a while. I just wanted Ben to know that we're going to test that theory if the channel's invincible or not. And there's something that's important to know here, too. If for some oddball reason that channel does not go down, or at least get some strikes in order to stop them from doing live podcasts, then I suspect we're going to have to actually handle this legally on the outside of YouTube. Because this would mean that YouTube is, if there's someone up there that Ben actually knows that is allowing him to get away with murder, well, YouTube as well as Google can get in serious trouble for allowing this to go on. I mean, they went out of their way to make sure to get rid of conservatives and anyone that has done a lot less than the drunken peasant. If they're allowing their buddies or somebody that they like off the hook for the same thing that they get rid of many, many other people for less, well, then we've got a serious problem there. That means that YouTube and Google itself would be accountable and responsible for some issues. And I know what Ben's thinking. He's probably thinking, well, Brett Keane ain't got nothing. What's he going to do and all that? Well, that's the same thing that Coughlin thought. That's the same thing that hundreds of other users who kept running their mouth and acting like jackasses thought. And every one of them, I warned them, every one of them, I was a pleasant, generous person, very charitable. I let them all know, leave me alone, stop it, stop it. No means no. And they didn't listen. Instead, they all talked trash. They all said, go ahead, bring it. Come on. Let's see what you got. Well, sooner or later, when you screw with someone, you end up getting a bloody nose. And that's the end of the story. So we're going to do advertisers, Patreon, the merchant account, Teespring, shirt company. We're going to do it all. Things are going to be unpleasant, very uncomfortable. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day.
Spawn plus de barils, j'ai perdu mon singe, je peux absolument rien. Merci pour le esti de jeu de merde, ça le vaut totalement à 100%. Compris?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane from God TV Radio. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I want to start out this video by stating that I don't really have any kind of issues with the Amazing Atheists anymore. It's been quite some time since I was on the Drunken Peasants and had to deal with Paul Zigo, Scotty, Ben, and TJ Kirk. As many of you know, the Drunken Peasants and the podcast would not last, and I also noticed that Ben had issue with me, even though he didn't know me personally, because of some of the accusations I made towards TJ Kirk. Ben, however, ended up proving why it was that he had the issue with me. One of my accusations was that the Amazing Atheist was messing around with underage girls. Well, it turned out that Ben himself was doing exactly the same thing while at the same time being married and in a relationship with a woman. He was caught by Drunken Peasants fans, and they took pictures and they got images of him basically screwing around with the underage girls. Ben was caught doing this, he was exposed, and that is the reason why the Amazing Atheist is doing Deep Fat Pride and why Ben is doing his thing. Now, I'm talking about this today not because I'm trying to stir up drama or cause some kind of aggravation between these different groups of users. I'm talking about this because for the past many years, I've had people approach me in my chat rooms and on live broadcasts, constantly asking me questions about the history and the past. Brett, why are you talking about these things? Or why do you have issue with T.J. Kirk? And of course, because T.J. Kirk claimed that I was fibbing on him or falsely accusing him of things, they immediately, because they liked him and respected him, figured that I must be an enemy, a bad guy who is making up things. I can assure you that if you go to my BitTube channel, which is a video site that's an alternative to YouTube, I have copies and archived videos and information proving every claim that I've ever made about T.J. Kirk, the Amazing Atheist, on my site, as well as Ben, as well as Paul's Ego, and some of the other users they associate themselves with. You can go to my BitTube channel and you'll see all the evidence of the claims and things that I'm going to talk about now. Again, I'm not trying to stir shit up, I'm just telling my side of the story. That way, when people in the future ask me questions, I can give them this link to this video or audio track on BitTube, and people will know my side. And whether they believe me or not, it'll be there, and so will the information. It started out like this. I came to YouTube, I was an atheist. I encouraged other non-believers to make videos. At the time, there wasn't very many atheists talking on YouTube. There was like 5 outspoken non-believers, and I was one of them. The Amazing Atheist came into his own about a year and a half later and made repeated videos where he talked about how he respected me and how he admired me. My wife and I watched his videos obsessively. We enjoyed his content. We liked him as a person. But as we continued to support him and plug his YouTube channel, and we continued to get closer as friends, he actually had the opportunity to talk to me and my wife. We started discovering things about him that made us very uncomfortable, that bothered us. One of the things that we found out is that he worked for his father, who was a well-known criminal, a scam artist who ended up scamming a bunch of children out of their diplomas. His father literally ruined the lives of thousands of young people in something called the diploma mills, which you can look up on the internet. It's public knowledge. Thomas Kincaid is the name of his father. The scams bothered us not just because of what his father did, but because T.J. Kirk himself admitted that he actually worked for his father and was completely aware of what his father was doing to these young people. Then it got worse. Even though we were willing to say, alright, maybe T.J.'s different, maybe he's not the nut that falls from the tree, maybe he's not like his father, maybe he's trying to do something different, maybe that was a mistake he made as a young man. We were willing to allow that to be let go. T.J. Kirk started going into blogs and forums and talking about his interest in young girls. He talked a lot about how he had sexual fantasies about girls that were underage. My wife and I, we contacted him and we said that this makes us very uncomfortable. His justification and argument for it was, what's wrong with thinking about it? What's wrong with fantasizing about it? What's wrong with masturbating to underage people if you're not actually doing anything? This explanation was not good. It was not something that me and my wife were comfortable with, and we started to kind of pull away from TJ Kirk. It made us really nervous, and one of the reasons why it made us more nervous, and I think it makes the teenagers who were watching him nervous, is because I'm a father, and of course my wife is the mother of my children. The idea that there's some older man out there who has interest in young kids makes it to where you wouldn't want somebody like that at your home. But still, deep down inside, my wife and I cared for TJ Kirk. We cared for the Amazing Atheist. We felt that his atheist videos were important, and we felt that he was intelligent and articulate. So we still stayed in contact. Either it was a guitar or a bass guitar, I'm not sure. And he was having a conversation on mic with the Amazing Atheist. The Amazing Atheist was in text chat. Fake Sagan asked him if he'd ever had a relationship with any underage girls. The Amazing Atheist said yes. He said that he actually had a relationship with a young girl. Fake Sagan asked how old she was, and he said that she had just turned 14 years old. Fake Sagan asked him, did you have sexual intercourse with her? The Amazing Atheist thought he was going to be edgy, and he said that he actually had sex with her, and he was in love with her, and all this kind of stuff. So now it went beyond just simply saying that he was interested and turned on by underage girls. Now he is admitting on a live broadcast in front of thousands of atheists that he did actually have sex with an underage girl. At that point, it was the end of it for me. At that point, my wife and I we'd had enough. And we ended up making videos talking about this being a serious problem. You have to understand, as a non-believer, I was making videos talking about how it is that preachers and priests rape young children, have sex with young children, and then how the churches try to hide the fact that these people are doing this or try to cover up for them. I thought that was deplorable. I thought that was disgusting. And I wasn't going to go about justifying that for an atheist whenever I'd already had a stance against religious people who did those type of things. Why would I let an atheist off the hook just because he labels himself the same thing as me? So I made videos talking about it. The Amazing Atheist lied to the audience and claimed he never said anything like that. But then myself, as well as many others, found the video. We had it recorded, and we put the clips up showing what he had done, what he had said. It wasn't but 10 to 13 years later that the Amazing Atheist finally responded to what he had done. He admitted that he did that. He admitted that he wrote that in a live broadcast to the entire world. He put it on his Tumblr.